Hey, chosen vessels, what's good with it? It's Druuill in the building. Throw up that V for the GCV gang, baby. Look, everybody hit that like button and everybody hit that subscribe button. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to another Druuill special where you already know we came to bring you more and never lesser, okay? Look, everybody, thank you for tuning in to another Druuill special. I want everybody to watch this video from the beginning to the end of the video, like I always ask everybody to do. But look, man, I know everybody's having a good day. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. I hope everybody is pushing through this week with positivity. I hope everybody's pushing through this week, letting go of that anxiety, letting go of all them bad vibes. And I hope everybody's staying positive and keeping their vibration high at the highest level it could be. All right. And one way you could do that is to rid fear out of your life. And that's why today, here at Druuill, where we came to give you more and never lesser, we're here to discuss how to stop thinking fearful thoughts and live a more courageous life. Okay. Everybody could use a little bit more courage in their life. Everybody could use a little less fear in their life. People have things that they want to do. People have certain characteristics they want to act out. Like people have certain ways they wish to be. Some people they want to be less afraid of this, or some people want to be less afraid of that, or whatever you have a fear of. It's not good to be afraid, and you're definitely going to want to get rid of that fear. Okay, so for starters, what is fear? Fear is an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous. Okay, but this is what fear, that's the dictionary's definition of fear. What the spiritual, what how I see fear is this. I've seen some other people break fear down like an acronym. So I call it the spiritual definition. I rather roll with the spiritual definition of it and go from there. All right. False evidence appearing real. FEAR, fear. I know you've heard before. For the people who haven't, false evidence appearing real. Okay. Fear, something that appears to be real, but it's false. It's false. It's been falsely identified. It's false evidence. Okay. Fear is something that you think is something that makes you afraid. So something may make you feel that you're afraid, but that's not real, because you could take those feelings and you could do something else with them. You could take those feelings and tell those feelings how to feel. You could take those feelings and tell them to get out of your body. You could talk to your emotions, okay? You could talk to anger. You could talk to happiness. You could talk to fear, all right? Remember the dwarves, all right? Not trying to get too deep on y'all, but you got different versions of yourself. You ever seen Teen Titans, and they got all those different ravens, the happy raven, the sad raven, the angry raven, the depressed raven. All right, there's different versions of yourself, and whichever one you are aware of at that particular time, that's the you that you're going to manifest. Okay, so if you're in a fearful mind state, if you're scared and you haven't gotten rid of that fear, you haven't done anything to make yourself not be afraid, you're going to be in the fearful version of you. You're going to be in the fearful mindset, and you're going to be manifesting a lot of unnecessary fear. Okay. Why do people fear? It's a fight or flight response. People fear as a form of protection, like back when people were hunting and cave dwelling and civilizations were first starting out and stuff like that. When humans were like first on the scene, when animals and you had to fight the little saber-toothed tiger and all that, people would hear like a rah, and that your fear sense would kick in and be like, okay, I know I'm either going to have to fight this, kill it, eat it, turn it into some clothes, make myself something warm, or I'm getting the hell out of here. All right. So you got the fight or flight response. If it's five of them and you by yourself, that fear will probably tell you, okay, it's smart enough. I'm smart enough to know I need to get the hell up out of here. All right. And if you were a whole pack, or if you had a whole village, y'all probably would wreck shop on those five little saber-toothed tigers and turn them into some steaks. Okay. Like Fred Flintstone or somebody. So our bodies use fear to keep us away from things that seem dangerous. All right. So fear is something natural, but you don't want to let it take over you. You don't want to be frightful. You don't want to let the fear make you sick. You don't want to let the fear drain your energy to the point where it starts to break you down. Okay. It also gives the body an adrenaline rush. All right. So it gives you an adrenaline rush because you're either going to have to use that energy to fight, or you're either going to have to use that energy to get the hell out the way. And today, we're going to help you tell you, we're going to tell you how to transmutate that energy and turn it into courage so that you don't have to be afraid, and so that you could stand there on your square, stand up for yourself, think clearly with a clear mind, and process your thoughts, and not have and not be afraid, not be confused, not have your mind be all over the place, not be frantic and not be panicky. All right. Fear is physically felt. That's why when people have an intimidating presence, or or when you see a movie and a bad guy, it's the same thing. Whether you see it in person, whether you see it on TV, whether you hear it on the radio, whether you hear it in music, fear is physically felt. And there's no difference than it being felt through the TV screen or somebody right in front of you. Okay, fear is physically felt, and fear can drain you. All right, that's why when people may be in a bully situation, they may be tired, or they may feel like they don't have no energy, or when you go to work and your boss is like got you afraid to lose your job or something like that, or somebody's got you in a position where you're dating some narcissist, and they put you in a position to where they want you to be afraid to lose them. That fear is physically felt. It could make you sick. It could drain you. Okay. People have fear from instincts, like I said, fight or flight, and that makes for triggering situations. Okay. There's a part of your mind called the amygdala, and that's where the fear originates. That's where it begins at. Okay. A little bit about the amygdala. The amygdala is an almond shaped it's almond shaped space in your mind. It's like a mass of gray energy, and it's on the left and right hemisphere. It's on each side of the cerebral hemisphere, involved with experiencing emotions. Okay, so basically the amygdala is where you experience your emotions in the part of the brain, and it's the core neural system for processing fear and traumatic experiences and fearful and threatening stimuli. Okay. It detects threat and activation of appropriate fear related behavior. Okay. So this area is responsible for your fear. When you get afraid, that's where all that fear activity is happening, in the amygdala part. Okay. In the amygdala hemispheres of the brain. That's where you experience your emotions at. And since fear is an emotion, that's one of the emotions that you experience there, the fear. And that's where you get, like I said, that's where you'll have that fight or flight response. And it also stores fearful memories. That's why if you have traumatic experiences, that's why people have PTSD, because strong emotions make lasting memories. So however a phrase, something, or somebody, or the experience made you, however strong that was, if you didn't deal with it, that's going to be a long lasting memory in your amygdala, and it's going to store all that information. So you're going to have to reprogram your mind if you don't want all that fear left in you, because fear causes disease, and prolonged fear can cause anxiety, and it can damage your health. Okay. That's why that's why people, they got that thing, you could be scared to death. Like, you literally can be scared to death. Okay. Fear causes disease, and disease can take you out if your mind is not strong enough, if you don't have new things put in your mind, if you don't renew your mind, if you don't get a positive thought, if you don't get a thought to make you feel courageous, to make you feel full of courage. If you don't say, I am courageous, or I am strong, or I am full of courage, you're not going to be able to get rid of those fear thoughts. If you don't develop a feeling of courage, if you don't focus on the opposite of what you want, then you're not going to be able to get rid of that fear. Okay. Understanding and getting rid of fear. Find out and ask yourself, right? Why am I afraid? So that way, when you have the next fearful encounter, you'll be able to check out, like, why was I so afraid? What made me so afraid? You'll be able to analyze it, look at it, and then Your mind will be able to come up with answers for you, God and you. All right. Your mind, your own spirit will be able to come up with the answer on how to be less afraid next time. That's why it's important to ask yourself, really ask yourself deep down inside. You want to ask yourself deep down in the core of my feeling and deep down in the core center of my belief. Why do I feel afraid? Why am I afraid? What am I scared of? Okay? Focus on being brave instead of afraid. All right? When you focus on, I don't want to be afraid, you're going to get more fear. You're going to have more fearful experiences. Focus on times where you were courageous and put that put that past the fear. Push that part past the fear. Push past the fear with the memory of the time where you weren't afraid. Think about the times where you stood up for yourself. Think about the time where you didn't let those people walk all over you. Okay? Think about those times where you said, "This, I'm not taking that shit." All right? I know you're a good person. I know you got a good heart. Sometimes you feel bad for just doing what you're supposed to normally do. Sometimes you may be such a good person that you're afraid, you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I get it. You don't want to, oh, well, if I say this to them and if I tell them no, or if I do this, then this person's going to fuck their feelings. Fuck how they feel. They're putting you in an uncompromising situation because they know that you're a good person and they're taking advantage of that, and they know that, okay, I could run this on him because he gonna feel bad if he don't do it. She gonna feel bad if she don't do it. Don't let them people take advantage of you. Don't let them people manipulate you. Okay? Because that's not right. And don't be afraid to tell people the truth. Don't have fear. See yourself as the person who could tell anybody anything at the drop of a dime. See yourself being able to tell off anyone, anywhere, to anybody. Okay? Literally, see yourself as that person. Those people that you're afraid of, they don't possess anything more different than you. Those people that you think are big, bad, and tough, that's just the image that they portray. And we're going to get deeper into that in a little bit. All right? But focus on being brave instead of being afraid. When you focus on the bravery, you're going to be attracting thoughts of being brave. You're going to be attracting thoughts of courage. You're going to be attracting the feeling of bravery, of bravado. You're going to be attracting the feeling of being courageous. You're going to feel like you could take on anything and anyone. Not saying going out here and being no tough guy, but we're also telling you not to let people take advantage of you and not be no wimp out here. Nobody likes a wimp. All right? Not even God. God don't hear no wimpy prayers. All right? Voices are always talking to you, right? Your mind, all those thoughts swirling around your subconscious mind, voices are always talking to you. That's why you'll always hear me talk about affirmations. Affirmations are very important because when those negative voices of doubt, fear, worry, judgment, when all those voices pop in your head, that's why the affirmations are important as a tool to eliminate fear. If you fear, if you feel a fearful thought, feel a thought of bravery. Start saying, I am brave. I feel brave today. It sounds crazy, sounds foolish, sounds silly. Say that to yourself until you actually start to feel it. You can't be afraid and be like, I'm brave. And then that's it. The mind doesn't work like that, okay? Let me move my jacket out the way. It's real cold out here today, y'all. Very cold. Very, very cold. I switched places. I was somewhere where it was warm, now somewhere where it's very cold. Okay. And basically, your voices are always talking to you. Your subconscious mind is like a radio player. All the TV messages, all the commercials, all those things telling you to buy this medicine and buy this and buy that and go out and you need this and you need that. And these movies telling you this and TV shows telling you that. And the drill music and the rap music. Not saying drill rap, not to get on that subject, but y'all get what I'm saying. all the messages, all the media, all the news, all the Instagram, Facebook post, all that stuff is swirling around in your subconscious mind. So whatever you take in, whatever content you watch, that could be making you afraid. It could be something that you experienced a few years ago making you afraid. It could be something that you were taught when you were younger that you don't remember, but now you just know you're afraid. Okay? That's why I said the affirmations are important, because when you have to fight these, they're fighting you, you have to fight them back. All right? The 12 disciples are the 12 faculties of the mind, and Judas represents the false self belief. Okay, and any negative mindset is a false self belief. Fear, false evidence appearing real, that's a false self belief. That's a Judas trait. That's a Judas characteristic. Fear. Okay, Judas feared for his life, so he snitched on Jesus. All right. The 12, that's all characteristics of the human mind. Okay. And Judas is the false self identity part. All right. And like fear is the false self identity. Oh, I'm afraid, that thought will pop up. Oh, I'm scared, that thought will pop up. Or I'm afraid to do this, or I'm afraid to do that. You could tell those thoughts you could tell those thoughts to get the hell out of here. You could tell your mind what to think, and you could tell your body how to feel. Okay. This is how you get rid of the fear. And you tell your body and you tell your mind how to feel. How do you do that? Using positive affirmations. All right. Ain't nobody crazy just because they say I am healthy. Ain't nobody crazy just because they say I am not afraid. All right. And when you say these things to yourself over and over and over again, what will happen is you will start to conjure up, you will start to possess, you will start to create and manifest a feeling of fearlessness. I am fearless. You say it the first few times, you may not feel it, but you say it. This is the meditation process, the meditating, the manifesting, the affirmation. You say it until you manifest the feeling of it. And then once you manifest the feeling of it and you're thinking it constantly and constantly feeling it, then you will start acting like it. Then it will become you. What we think all day long is what we become. If you think thoughts of fear all day long, you're going to be one fearful, scared, afraid motherfucker. If you think thoughts of if you think thoughts of happiness, you think thoughts of abundance, you think thoughts of courage, I'm protected. God would not leave me out here. There's nothing that anybody got that I don't got. I know I could defend myself. I'm standing up for myself, you know? And no, I'm talking no matter what, yo. God and you have some belief. This is where all that movie shit comes in. You got to have belief in you. There's people who've been knocked upside the head, right? And now they're speaking a different language. Didn't know that language before. You know, as people speaking, I no hablo español. I'm telling you, the mind is one of the most powerful things out there, and they still don't know all of it. You could find out some stuff about your mind that these scientists don't know just by sitting there talking to God and just sitting there, just being with yourself. You can find out something new about you, the body, the mind, all from God and you. And scientists won't even know about it. Why? That's how powerful the spirit is. That's how powerful God is. That's how powerful the mind is. And all those things overpower fear. And if they don't overpower fear in your life, that fear got you. And you need some affirmations. You need this video. All right. You have to put in the work and kick out those fearful thoughts. Okay. You got to put in the work. As soon as you start to feel afraid, I'm not afraid. As soon as you start to feel afraid, oh, wait a minute, fear. What the fuck what are you doing, fear? You can't be here, fear. You can't be up in here. There's gonna be no more cuss words in these videos either. We're gonna clean these videos up. I might be inspiring some youth out here, and I don't want the youth to be cursing like that. So I apologize for these curse words. I'm very passionate and I'm getting my message across. And I will be increasing my vocabulary because I do read, and as I need to be setting an example out here for my viewers. I apologize for the cursing, but you all know it's with good merit and good measure, but still, no need for all that. It's unnecessary. You do not have to have negative thoughts in your mind. You don't have to live a life of fear, y'all. No matter how long you're afraid, no matter what you're afraid of, no matter who you're afraid of, what maybe, I don't know. But it doesn't have to be. It's not real. It's false evidence appearing real. You think it's real. And because you think it's real, you're creating that for yourself. And you're making it real for yourself. Okay? That's why children are fearless as hell. Kids, don't touch that. Kid don't care. Touch it. Do it. Kid don't care. The kid is fearless until it starts to get older and you'll get hurt. Boom. Put that fear up in them. I'll get hurt. And then their mind starts to think about all the other ways that bad things can happen. Of course, you want your children to be protected. You want your family members to be safe, but you don't want to put fear in them. You don't want to have them walking around being afraid of everything, their own shadow. Like, nah, unnecessary. Okay? You have to put in the work to kick out the fearful thoughts. Affirmations. Okay? I am not afraid. I am courageous. God did not give me the spirit of fear. God gave me the spirit of a sound mind. Okay? Don't entertain fear. Don't listen to fear. Don't accept fear in your reality. If you feel anything that you don't want, especially if you feel some fear, don't accept it. Don't accept it as being a part of you. Don't associate yourself with that fear. Don't let that fear enter you. Kick it out your mind. You can kick fear out your mind. Fear, you can't eat here. Get the heck out. You don't deserve to be here. You don't have no business being here. You can call on courage to kick out the fear, okay? Courage, happiness, love, anger, all those are entities, okay? You could use the entity of one to kick out the entity of the other. You could use courage to kick out hate. Make sense? It should. I'm glad it does. Don't listen to fear. Don't accept fear. Listen to courage. Accept courage for your reality. Okay? Don't entertain fear. Entertain courage. Don't even entertain fear. Okay? Leave them thoughts alone. Leave them where they are. As soon as a fearful thought comes, just see yourself shutting your fearful self off in a part of your mind and leave that part of yourself behind. Apologize, but hey, shit, I can't deal with the fearful me. Ain't no fear in me. I don't know where this fearful me came from, but hey, bro, I'm locking you. You gotta go, bro. I'm locking you in this the secret room of the healing of the Lord. You gotta get cut off in this part of my mind where God is now about to bless, heal, and strengthen. Okay? Like, speak life. It's all about what you speak. You create your reality. Okay? God didn't give you a mouth for no reason. Words don't have power for no reason. There's not a line in the Bible that says thou art ensnared by the words of thine own mouth for a reason. All right, y'all? Okay? Follow me. Follow me, follow me, follow me. And you bet not slip. All right? Whatever your mind continuously listens to is going to believe. So if you believe stuff that's telling you fearful thoughts, telling you to be afraid, if you believe that this is going to take you out this year, or this is going to make you sick, or if you believe those things, whatever you listen to continuously, you will believe. If they tell you it's no food out there and you accept that for yourself, you're not going to be able to find that. Your mind is going to make it hard. Like I'm telling you, your mind will make it like you won't even, you walk right past it. It'd be a grocery store full of food. You'll go right past it. End up looking in a place where everybody else is at, where there's nothing being sold at. Now, do you want to listen to the world mind Or do you want to listen to the God mind, to the God in you, to the positive? All right. Whatever your mind continuously listens to, it will believe. You listen to the news all day, every day, that's what you're going to believe. You listen to conspiracy shit, excuse my language, y'all. You listen to conspiracy stuff online all day, that's what you're going to believe. Focus on what you want, okay? Take in the content that is based around the life you want to have. If you don't want a life of death and violence and murder, why would you watch the news all day, every day? Especially in the morning. Why would you take that in the morning when you first wake up? Why? All right. The subconscious mind hears and sees what it is taken in by it as truth. Okay. You watch that drill shit all day long, that's going to be true to you. You watch women hating or gender hating stuff all day long, that's going to be real for you. If you're around hateful, negative people who don't believe in themselves all day long, that's going to be real for you. If you're around people who are afraid to do what they want to do and be successful, that's going to be real to you. You're going to be afraid to do what you need to do to become successful. You're going to be afraid to take that first step. Taking in fearful content, believing in fear, seeing fear as a reality for yourself draws more fear to you and makes the mind seek out more fear, draw in more fear, and manifest more fear in your life. There's so many outlets pumping fear. Like I said, we got the news, music, movies, TV, radio, social media, etc. If you find yourself, right, being afraid, stop the fear at once. Call God out and tell him to remove the fear. Cancel the fear out as soon as you feel it. Remove fear from yourself immediately. Okay? This isn't anything you have to hold on to, folks. Any negative feeling, you don't have to hold on to it. It's not yours. Give it back. It don't belong to you. You got it from somewhere else. If you weren't born feeling that, man, that's another video. If you weren't born feeling that way, you got that from somewhere else. If you weren't born with it, let it go. Another title, all right? Remove the fear from yourself immediately. See yourself not being afraid, okay? If you're trying to get rid of fear, but you still see yourself being afraid, that's not going to work, y'all. You have to be a vibrational match for what you want. You can't be vibrating on a fear frequency and not trying to vibrate on the fear frequency, okay? Makes sense? See yourself as the version you wish to be in your mind. See yourself as the most courageful, courageous, strong, brave, non-taking BS MFer you could be. All right? You don't gotta be no thug. You don't gotta be no hardcore gangster. You don't gotta be no tough guy. But see yourself. Decide what you want for yourself. Decide how you want to be treated. Decide what you'll what is respect for you. Decide what you'll take and what you decide what you'll accept and what you're not willing to accept. And then you go from there and you focus on that and you say your affirmations geared towards that. You think thoughts geared towards that. You cultivate feelings geared towards that. And then that's who you're going to be. That's who you're going to become to be. All right. Step into the courageous version of yourself. Doesn't that sound appropriate? Doesn't that sound good? Step into the courageous version of you. Stop walking in fear. Stop walking on eggshells. Stop being afraid when you don't have to be. Stop being afraid when you don't have to be, okay? When you could be courageous. You could be, it's so many other things that you could be besides fear. Besides being afraid. You could be happy. You could be courageous. You could be strong-minded. You could be pleasant. You could be have a money mindset, you know? And that's another thing we're going to talk about in the next video. Money fears holding you back. Money fear holding you back. Let go of that money fear today. Let go of that money fear today, okay? It's another video I had to come up. My mind's always flowing and these titles are always blowing in, okay? All right. Tell your fear it has no place in your mind. Tell the fear it has no business here. Like I said, fear is an entity, okay? It's a spirit. This stuff is spiritual. All right? Tell fear it has no place in your mind. Fear just going around all day, just eating on everybody, getting nice and fat and full. And fear don't run out of fear of people to eat on of, because there's always going to be somebody that's afraid, but it's not going to be us, right? Chosen vessels. All right. Tell fear it has no place in your mind. Tell fear it has no place in your spirit. If you don't have the mind of fear, if you don't have the spirit of fear, you're on the right track. You don't want fear in your mind. You don't want fear in your spirit. You don't want to think fearful thoughts, because if you think fearful thoughts, you're going to be afraid. You're going to be attracting fear. And if you think fearful thoughts, you're going to have a fearful spirit. You don't want people to see no spirit of fear on you. If people see the spirit of fear on you, people are going to be think it's easy street to just walk all over you. That's what they're going to go. Hey, easy street, come here, let me walk all over you. I'm telling you, when you walk around with the spirit of fear, people can sense that. They're like dogs. They can. Who we taking advantage of today? Smell some fear on him. We can get him to give us stuff. All right. When people could see the spirit of fear on you, get ready to take advantage of. And that's why it's not good to have the spirit of fear on you. And you don't have to. That's why I'm here today telling you this video that you don't have to have that fearful spirit. That when people come around and you're like, I don't know if I could, I don't, they might, you're telling yourself all those things. Take a deep breath. Breathe out that fear. Assess the situation. These just some normal folks just like me. Why are these people bothering me? I'm not doing anything to them. What should I be afraid for? Why am I afraid of somebody bothering me and I did nothing to this person? Who is he? Who is she? Why should I be afraid of them? What makes them so big and bad? All right, I'm telling you, don't go too far. Don't go too far with it now. Don't be calling me Druuill. I done beat somebody up. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you not to have the spirit of fear. I'm not telling you to have the spirit of I'm knocking you the heck out of here. All right, hey, don't go knocking somebody out on my account. A boom bam. I ain't telling you to go hit nobody with the boom bam. But if they try to hit you with the bam boom, I'm telling you to knock somebody out and get the heck up out the room. I am saying that. All right. Your fears, do you know your fears see you the way you see them? That's why you can't have the spirit of fear, okay? You don't want spirit in your body. You don't want spirit in your body language. You don't want to be walking around with the spirit of fear. You don't want to be walking around with a body language of fear. You don't want to be communicating to people with your body language that you're afraid, because that's another thing narcissistic, demonic souls will pick up on. He look like he afraid. He look like he's scared. He look like he's shy and timid. Let's go press this dude, man. You don't want that. God didn't give you a fearful heart. God gave you a heart of courage. God gave you a heart of a lion. God gave you the heart of a lion. Okay? All right. God gave you the heart of a lion, y'all. There's no need to be afraid out here. You got the heart of a, you probably not even afraid. You probably just don't want to send nobody to the hospital. So you just been so used to leaving situations alone. You might even actually be afraid of sending somebody to the hospital. But I'm here to tell you today, don't be afraid of that either. Somebody's trying to send you to the hospital. I'm not saying go send them to the hospital, but by all means, don't be afraid to defend yourself. Fear will have you out here being afraid to defend yourself. If somebody's coming after you, somebody's trying to bother you and they ain't got no business, somebody trying to harm you, okay? You already know. The amygdala gonna kick in, and that fight or flight response gonna kick in. And by all means, if you could avoid the trouble, if you could avoid having to hurt another person, if you could avoid not getting hurt and not having to hurt another person, by all means, don't try to go out like no tough guy. There's no need to be tough. You're the toughest person in the world. If you could avoid hurting, if you could avoid getting hurt, then just bounce. But if the person's trying to hurt you, do what you need to do and get up out of there. Because you don't let your fear stop you from acting. So you won't be able to perform and protect yourself. Okay? God don't want that for you, all right? I know Jesus turned the other cheek, but yo, my rod and my staff comfort me. And that's not even what that line is really about. Somebody hit Jesus, he's probably gonna hit him back. I'm just keeping it real with you. That's not what that scripture is about. That turn the other cheek. All right. Somebody's trying to demolish you and take you out of here. You're not gonna turn the other cheek. That turn the other cheek is if your brother take your pair of shoes and you gotta go buy a pair of shoes, turn the other cheek. All right. If somebody's trying to like harm you, you should know better than that. All right. That's not what that Bible verse is about. That Bible verse isn't saying let somebody smack you in the face and then go about your business. That's not what that verse is saying. Okay. Don't be afraid to stand up for yourself, and don't be afraid if somebody's bothering you and if somebody's coming after you and you got to handle your business and that please stop, please stop, please stop. That person won't let you get out of the way and you have to apply force. I'm telling you, God's not going to be upset with you for that. That person had no business trying to bother you and trying to get in your way and trying to put the spirit of fear in you. So now, unfortunately, you gotta put the spirit of fear in them with all that courage you done conjured up. All right. So, like I said, your fears see you the way you see them. If you see your fears as being big and bad and being able to take you out and being able to crush your spirit and being able to just make you cower and not be able to think or move or handle the situation, then that's how your fears are going to see you. That's how people are going to see you. If you see people as being big and bad and something to be afraid of, people are going to see you as something that they should put fear into. They're not going to respect you. All right. And I'm not saying that you gotta you should have a presence that demands respect. I'm not saying go out here and try to make people respect you. When you respect yourself, if you carry yourself a certain way, like I'm telling you here to do in this video, you'll get all the respect you need. All right. If you see yourself as being fearful and afraid, what you fear is going to see you as fearful and afraid. If you see yourself fearful, you'll be fearful. All right. What you see is what you get. If you see yourself as being afraid, you're going to be a coward. If you see yourself as being courage, you're going to be courageous. You're going to be strong minded. You're going to be able to handle yourself, take care of yourself out here as you should, as God would want you to, because God didn't give you the spirit of fear. He gave you the spirit of courage and of a sound mind. If you see yourself as a fearless person in life, that's what you are going to get. Less fear out of life. If you see yourself as a fearful person in life, guess what you're going to get? More fear. If you go through life seeing yourself as an afraid person, so will everybody else. See yourself as not being afraid, okay? See yourself as being fearless. Whatever the situation is, see yourself overcoming it with flying colors. Whatever the situation is, see yourself, right? Imagine God standing behind you with whatever you got to handle. You got to go do something. You got to go talk to a boss. You got to go be a boss. You got to go handle a situation. See God as being right there. See Jesus as being right there. You are never alone. You walk in the spirit of the Lord. You walk in the spirit of righteousness. You walk in the spirit of truth. Never see yourself as being alone. All right? And that's going to give you the courage. Them people going to be, man, if anything's going to be afraid, it's going to be your fear. Your fears are going to fear you. If you do what I just said, imagine God and Jesus being right behind you. Imagine all your ancestors being right behind you. Imagine the protection of the Lord being right up on you. All right? And see yourself as that. See yourself as having God being right there. All that, I'm telling you, that fear will flee. That fear will be out of here. All right? See yourself as not being afraid. See yourself as fearless. Fear cannot live in you if you don't allow it. Tell the fear to get out of here. Tell your feelings how to feel with affirmations. Tell your mind what to think with affirmations. All right? Fear is a disguise. All right? Fear is a disguise because it's a negative state of mind. The fearful you, guess what? That's not the real you. You thought that all those negative things were part of you. You thought that all those negative things were you. False evidence appearing real. If it's false evidence, and if it's appearing real, it ain't real, folks. It ain't real, y'all. It's a flam. It's a flammy. It's a floozy. It's an illusion. It's the Matrix. Courage is the real you. The courageous you is the real you. See yourself in your mind standing up tall, sticking your chest out with your head held high, not being afraid of anything, with all your fear, all your fears, all your cowardice, everything that you're afraid of being behind you. See yourself standing on top in your mind. See yourself with your chest poking out in your mind, shoulders spread out, head held high, looking around at all your fears. See that you kicked them out of yourself. I was afraid of that. I used to be afraid of that. I'm not afraid of that anymore. That will never put fear in me ever again. I'll never be afraid of you anymore. That will never put fear in me ever again. And that's a visualization technique that will help you kick that fear out of your life. Okay? Courage is the real you. Bravery is the real you. See yourself as being brave as you possibly can. All right. Choose whatever you see as bravery for you. Whatever idea you could put in your mind that means bravery to you, let it be Batman. See yourself as Batman. Okay. You have to have superheroes. All right. Superheroes. What a superhero does for your mind is it basically, when you are carrying out something, when you are doing something, when you're carrying out a feeling, when you're carrying out an emotion, when you add, right, a thought and feeling to your action and what you're about to do, it basically makes you feel like that. Like, say you want to rap, right? If you go on stage feeling like Jay-Z, you're going to kill it. Say you're afraid. If you go in that fight feeling like you're Floyd Mayweather, that person better run. You gonna knock them the heck out. If you approach that person that you want to talk to like a movie star or like a person that's real good at approaching people, you gonna be the coolest person out there. If you make a video like you're Druuill, oh, your video gonna come out gold, baby. It's gonna go viral. You gonna go viral, baby. You gonna go viral, yeah. You gonna go viral, man. You should make a video film pretending to be like Druuill. Guarantee you get a million hits. All right. See yourself as not being afraid. See yourself as fearless. And fear can't live in you if you don't allow it. All right. Bravery is the real you. Courage, that's the real you. All right. That false evidence appearing real, that's not the real you because that's false evidence. It's appearing real. If something appears to be real, that means it's fake. Stop putting energy into fake stuff and put more energy into what's real. Okay. Life, let go of the shyness and the timidness. That's not the truth of you. God's not shy. Jesus wasn't shy. God's not timid. Jesus isn't timid. If you have God in you, you can't be shy. You don't have to accept the reality of shyness. If you have God in you, you don't have to accept a timid version of yourself. Stop accepting the timid version of yourself. Oh, he's shy. Stop accepting that. They said that when you were younger. They put the spirit of fear in you when you were younger. Stop associating with it. Stop accepting it. Get out of here. You don't have to take that anymore. That was something that somebody told you a long time ago, and because you didn't know any better, you held on to it. Let it go so that you could grow. Whatever you don't want for yourself, see yourself as being the complete opposite. If you don't want to be fearful, see yourself as being brave. You don't want to be scared, see yourself as not being afraid. See yourself as being courageous. You don't want the spirit of fear, see yourself with the spirit of bravery. See yourself with the spirit of the Lord. There's no fear in him. If you can get yourself into a different state of consciousness, then there is a you who has no fear, okay? If you can get into a different state of consciousness, there's a you that has no fear, all right? There's always a different place in your mind that you can go where everything's all right. God is good. If God is good, right, all the time, then if God is in you, I know life happens, but you can be good. The greater is He in me than he that is in the world. No matter what is happening around you, you could be good all the time too. If you reassert the awareness, if you remind yourself, if you remember all that they call it in the Bible, the ministers call it leaving the Father's house. Okay, when you forget the truth of you, when you forget courage, when you forget um, God didn't give you the spirit of fear, you're in the Father's house. When you forget and you start to become afraid and you start to have fearful thoughts and feel feelings of fear, you left the Father's house. But guess what? We're blessed because the Father never forgets us. That's why we're able to go back inside into the room where there's no troubles, into the you that has no problems. Okay, you picking up what I'm putting down here. All right. There's always a different place in your mind where you can go where everything's all right. And if God is good all the time, and all the time God is good, then guess what? God in you can be good all the time. God in you all the time is good. All right? If God didn't give you the spirit of fear, then where did the heck did we get it from? Fear doesn't belong to you. Give it back. Power, love, and a sound mind belongs to you. That's what God wants you to have. That's what God gave you. God gave you power. God gave you love. God gave you a sound mind. That's why children don't come out afraid. That's why children don't come out fearful. Okay? Children are fearless unless you become like a child, you won't inherit the kingdom of heaven. And the kingdom of heaven is a mind state. You either mentally in heaven or you either suffering at the negative thought, the negative self-belief of your own mind and thoughts, and you're in hell. Okay? God creates light and dark, evil and good. Okay? God gave you that spirit. God gave you the spirit of love. God gave you the spirit of power. God gave you the spirit of a sound mind, okay? If it's not yours, God didn't give it to you. And that's another title for a video right there. If it's not yours, God didn't give it to you. Get rid of it. To get out of the fearful mindset, raise your consciousness, aka your level of awareness. Okay? If you're aware of being afraid, you're going to have the awareness and the consciousness of fear. If you're aware of God gave you the spirit of a sound mind, then you're aware that the version and the fearful version of you is not the truth of you, and it doesn't and you don't have to stay that way, then you're going to develop courage. You're going to develop courage. You're going to develop more strength. You're going to develop more of a sound mind. Your mind must be brought to a level that they call, their mind must be brought to a level. They call it in the Bible going up. Okay? They call it in the Bible going up. You must go up to the place in your mind where you have the Christ consciousness, okay? And not the fear consciousness. All right? Consciousness means awareness. All right? The awareness that you have Christ in you is better than the awareness that you have fear in you. All right? Making sense here? You have to have faith in a fearless version of yourself to a fearless you to manifest. What's happened is you've had so much faith in the fearful you that that's all you know how to act off of. You might not even know that you could get rid of fear until you saw this video. Fear is not something that you have to have. Money is something you have to have. All right? Fear is not something that you have to have, y'all. People are holding on to fear like it's something that they need. But because of the brain and because of the cerebral cortex and the way signals are sent through the brain, you have to find a different route in your brain. That's why you have to go up to a different level of awareness, because when you stay in that fear consciousness, your mind, your thoughts are still traveling them same neurological pathways where the fear is located. You can send your thoughts, you can send your mind to different parts of itself to where you don't have fear. All right. That's why you got to go to a different part of your mind. You have to raise yourself to the consciousness to where the fear is not there, to where you won't be resonating fear. You won't be vibrating fear. You won't be sending out fear to the universe. Law of attraction video. You won't be sending out fear to the universe, and you won't be attracting fear back to you. If you cannot see yourself as not being afraid, then what you see is what you get. More and more fear for you. And I know that's not what you want. You want more and more courage for you. All right. If you have a fearful self belief, you won't be able to inherit and tap into all of your God given strength, because we were not given the spirit of fear, but of courage and of a sound mind. And if you don't agree with fear, your subconscious mind won't accept it. All right. Whatever you accept for yourself, whatever you agree for your reality, that's what you will manifest. That's what you will make real for yourself. Okay. You have to agree with the you that you want to create. You have to agree with the you that you want to manifest. You have to agree with what you want to create with the result of courage. You want courage as a result. You want to boot fear out of your life. So agree with courage so you can get the result of strength. So you can get the result of letting go of fear, kicking fear out. You want to boot fear out of your life. That's the end result. Okay? And all these techniques, I guarantee you, rewind this video back to the beginning. There's a lot of information that was put out in this video. And I know you may not be able to grasp it all at once, and that's cool. That's why it's a video. That's why it's YouTube. You go back, rewind, you take notes, you write stuff down, you watch this video over and over again until that fear is out of you. You watch this video 3 times a day, you won't be afraid no more. If you take the steps and tools and the mind states and the advantages I put in this video, you take advantage of the things that's put in this video, you won't have no more fear. You won't be afraid. It'll pop up in your head and you'll be like, into the ocean of courage. All right. I walk in an ocean of energy filled of courage. All right. You can speak life and create the reality you want. Put your own swag on it. Put your own style on it. Put your own flavor on it. Okay. When you do your own thing, it's going to be it's like you're going to start to be able to develop your own ways. Like once you get a good grasp of the basics, once you get a good founding understand knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of the basics, how to get rid of fear, how to not live a life of fear, how to not have a spirit of fear, bro, you're gonna feel so much better about yourself. People are gonna like to be around you longer. People are gonna sense a different spirit on you. They're gonna sense a different vibration from you. You're gonna walk different. You're gonna talk different. You're gonna stand tall. And you like I'm telling you, your body language is gonna change. And when your body language carries the spirit of courage, bro, people gonna be moving out of your way. Oh, hello, sir. Hello, mister. People gonna be grabbing it. Let me get that for you. Oh, I'll help you with that. Oh, you get a discount. Here, bring him up to the front of the line. All right. When you walk with the spirit of the Lord, that's walking with courage, man. All that fear, that's the devil. The devil doesn't want you to be strong. The devil doesn't want you to be walking around here brave. The devil wants to be able to seek out and look and poke and prod and be like, okay, this person's weak. Let's get them. Let's make their life a living hell. Let's bring them down. Let's put the spirit of fear in them. And I'm telling you, you don't want that. And you don't have to have that. So as a result, with that being said, thank you everybody for watching this video. I know this video has changed some lives. I'm glad that God put the spirit on me to be able to help you guys out and change some lives today. I'm glad that I was able to, I know that there's a lot of fear being pumped out there through the news, through TV, through commercials, through social media. It's just we live in a fear crazy world today. You even got fear pouring out there. People want to be afraid. You got people out there literally looking stuff up, putting fear in them, so they could get scared. Like some people want to be scared, you know. But me personally, I don't want to manifest more of that, and I'm focused on what I want, and I'm focused on what I want in my life, and I know what type of things I want in my life, and I know how I want my life to go. So with that being said, there's certain thing I just don't watch anything. I don't just listen to anything. I don't just take in any kind of content because you never know what type of spirit the person is walking in. You never know what type of spirit that person is moving in. You don't know what they're taking in. Like people listen to certain things and people watch certain things and then wondering why they have nightmares, wondering why they feel demons are after them, or wondering why they feel possessed, or wondering why they feel like they're being spiritually attacked. It's because of what you're taking in, the entertainment. Those spirits are entering you through the TV screen, through the phone screen, through the music, and they're entering you, and now you don't feel at ease. Your peace is gone, and now you got the spirit of fear. That's why I'm telling. It's important. You don't let the devil in your house. If you let the devil in your house, you just welcome. Come on, fear. Come on in here, and that's not what you guys want. So like I said, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you watched it from the beginning. I know you watched it from beginning to the end, because I don't know how you couldn't, if you have the spirit of fear and it's something that you don't want. I was so happy when I found out that I didn't have to have the spirit of fear. When I found out that there was information and there was techniques and there were people out there who were going through the same thing I was going through, and there are people I could relate to, and there's stuff out there that can help me in my mind so I don't gotta feel like I'm going crazy or freak out. Like, you know how much of relief that was? Like, yo, I don't gotta have fear. I don't gotta be afraid. I can let that go. There's a whole nother version of me that I haven't tapped into yet. There's a whole nother life I haven't been living that I could be living right now, today, immediately, and I don't gotta wait for it. All you gotta do is believe in God, and believe in yourself, and believe in good, and believe in the life you want, and know that it exists, and know that it's out there according to your own belief. So be it unto you. So thank you guys for checking out my video today. Thank you guys for checking out my channel. I put a lot into this video today. This video was about how to stop thinking fearful thoughts and how to live a more courageous life. And if you do what's in this video, if you practice what's in this video, if you write your affirmations, if you renew your mind, if you kick out those fearful thoughts, if you ask God to continue to remove the spirit of fear and give you a spirit of courage and of a sound mind, And if you literally practice this, don't just say it once and then just don't just the hey, I don't have fear. Don't do that. You keep affirming the affirmations, keep affirming courage until you feel the courage, until you feel the spirit of fear leaving you. And once you feel better, and once you start to feel less afraid, once you start to feel more courageous, once you start to get the results you want and start to be able to live the life that you want, oh man, it's over. You gonna want to jump for you gonna want to scream to the mountaintops, man. 'Cause I'm telling you, God is good, man. And God is good all the time. And if God is good all the time, that means God in you is good all the time. And all the time, God in you is good. With that being said, hey, GCV gang, we out. Everybody have a blessed day. Stay positive and let go of that spirit of fear, y'all.